Whenever I see you in a professional capacity, Brandon, whether you're performing, whether you're running a workshop, whether you're advising a student on a one-to-one basis, you always have this very calm and confident outward demeanour. Just hearing your voice makes me feel like I'm in safe, capable hands. Now, here's the thing, though.
Bring it on. That's what we got.
I often find whenever I deal with musicians, and I can say this from my own experience as well, if I had to summarize our kind of inner voice, I would summarize it with two words: self-doubt. Being a musician, it kind of requires us to be very analytical of our own playing, to analyze what we feel happy with and what we're good at, and also looking at what we're not good at and how we can improve. Inevitably, going through that process, it means that we know what we are capable of and what we are not capable of, even though publicly we might only show us at our best. And this can often lead to feelings of self-doubt, not feeling worthy, sometimes imposter syndrome. I think anyone who's watching and listening can relate to the feelings I'm describing there. Would you say that this is something you've had to combat in your musical world? And if so, how have you overcome it to deliver your best whenever you can?
Absolutely. Every day. And the more I talk to people, other artists who I'm sure don't feel this way, because look at them and listen to their performance they just gave in front of thousands of people. I was there on stage and I was doubting the whole time and thinking that wasn't good enough. And they just stood there and did this incredible job and walked off with a smile like it was nothing. Like, well, this person doesn't. It's easy for them, and they don't have the same feelings. And then suddenly you're having a beer after the concert and you start talking and you realize they rip apart their own performance. Oh, I can't believe I did this and this wasn't good enough. And you go, how can this be? Because I'm here and you're there and you look so confident. And you just learn this truism that we're all humans who doubt, and part of wanting to do your best is to know to have some objectivity in terms of where's the spectrum and where was my ideal and where did I land. And we always fall short. You'll never get there, but it's climbing that path and getting a little bit better. That's the rewarding thing, and never quite reaching that platonic realm of perfection. So absolutely. I mean, this is my so much of my life is involving it involves imposter syndrome and doubt, and is this good enough, and no one's gonna like this, and I think I'd be suspicious of anybody who didn't feel this way. Actually, somebody who said, "Nope, it's great. That was it. First try, done." For me, that can't be. There's not. You can have somebody who more reliably produces, what they want and is a bit happier about it. But to not reflect and to criticize and then do better and to doubt whether something's good is to not care, I think. So it's because I care so much that I doubt, and it's comparing yourself to others that I think is the one of the things that the poison in there, and rather than comparing yourself to your past self, which is the golden thing, So I guess maybe the thing I want to say about this subject is just that this is normal, and I absolutely feel imposter syndrome. And I feel that I've felt it at many different steps of the road. When I first started playing rock music, I saw these people doing it so well, and they had the right clothes and the right look and the right guitar and the right band name, and they're the real deal, and I'm just someone faking it. So that was me for a while, and then I felt like a rock musician, and then I suddenly found myself at a classical music conservatory. I didn't grow up listening to classical music. I had long hair. I was literally wearing a belt made of bullets when I showed up for my music conservatory. I was still in my rocker, like, this is who I am. I did not fit in, and in that classical sense, of course I loved the people and had made many good friends, but it was just the feeling of not fitting in. It's the subjective feeling, and that these people are something else, and I'm forcing myself to pretend to be a classical musician now. I didn't know how to read music. I had to figure that out. So then I finally finished 2 degrees, performed a lot, did some CDs, and suddenly I started feeling, you know what? I'm a classical guitarist. If anyone's a classical guitarist, I'm a classical guitarist. And right when I thought that, I said, I went down the rabbit hole of early music, and then I spent the last, I don't know, almost 10 years playing catch up again and feeling like I'm not really an early musician. I'm not really a lute player. So to see, I mean, there's a pattern here. The pattern is the grass is always greener. There's always somebody who does it better. I'm not the real deal. Somebody else is. But I think what matters is finding something meaningful, and what, am I better at this thing than I was last month? And I find that I feel like I'm making progress, and I'm learning more and more satisfied. And that's what we're all doing at the end of the day, making nice music with colleagues, giving meaningful performances that mean something to the audiences. And if we're doing that, then there's nothing more real than that. That is the real thing. That we're musicians, we're giving concerts, we're educators, we're doing it. So what's there, where's the room for an imposter? We're doing the thing. So as much as we doubt, we have to also give ourselves the pat on the back and reassure ourselves of what we're doing that's working, and hopefully focus on that and not all the things that we don't live up to, that we'd love to accomplish. So I'm sure you feel the same way. No, I mean, don't you? Do you have this as well?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And much like you, I'd be very concerned if I ever met a musician who didn't. I'd be really concerned. And I think there's 2 things that you said that I really liked, because I agree with you. In many respects, it's keeping in your mind that you are, to a certain extent, chasing the horizon. I remember when I was a young musician, I always used to think that being happy with one's playing was kind of like a point on the map that you arrived at, planted your flag, and you would be satisfied. And I found the further I went on that journey, you always want to see what's over the other hill, and you're always comparing yourself to what you could be. And I think that's the thing. A good musician should be on the side of the musician you could be rather than the musician you are. Um, and that ties in nicely, I think, with the other thing that I couldn't agree more. You must always compare yourself to who you were yesterday, not to who someone else is today.